ever heard your parents say that the prices of, say, onion was 1 rupee or 2 rupee kg when they were kids back in 1970? And today it is 30, 40, 50 rupees kg? Beta, बहुत महंगाई हो गई है. Exactly. That is called inflation. Now, have you ever wondered what are the causes of inflation? There are broadly four reasons why inflation occur. The first one is economic boom. So basically, economic boom is when people in the country have more money and they're willing to spend it, as a result of which demand of goods rises and suppliers increase the prices of goods and services in the market. The second cause of inflation is increases in the price of raw material. So, a very good example for this is the current Russia Ukraine war. Due to the war, the prices of oil went up. As a result, the prices of petroleum went up in different countries, including India. Now, the third cause for inflation is rise in wages, rise in salary of people. So, for example, if the government or the companies are increasing the salaries of their employees, they will have to increase the prices of their final goods and services in order to maintain profits. Now, you must be thinking, why is it necessary for governments or companies to increase the salary? Now, there might be less unemployment in the market. Less unemployment means there are less number of people who are willing to work, as a result of which companies will have to fulfill the demands of people already working in their company. Now, the fourth and perhaps the most important cause of inflation could be currency depreciation. Now, currency depreciation is when the government is printing more money, as a result of which currency loses its value. Why is government printing more money? Maybe because it wants to create more job, wants people to have more money so that the demand increases, jobs are created, unemployment could be tackled. Now, one way of doing this is by increasing government debt, which is when the governments can ask banks to give more loans or higher loans at the same rate of security. So now if inflation is महंगाई, तो क्या हो अगर महंगाई हो ही ना? Isn't it good that there's no inflation in the market? Actually, no. So when I asked my grandmother that if onion was 1 rupee kg when you were a kid, wasn't it good? She told me that salary today that your father gets is 1 lakh rupees and the salary that your grandfather used to get was maybe 500,000 rupees. Exactly. So if the prices of goods have increased, the salaries of people have also increased. If there's no inflation, salaries would remain constant. And if there's no inflation, there could be deflation in the market. Now, deflation means that the prices of goods are very low, as a result of which people will spend less and save. So, if people are spending less, which means there's less demand, goods and services are not selling, companies will go into losses, and as a result, there will be unemployment in the market. So, unemployment and inflation have a very tricky relationship. So, you can, in a way, say that indirectly, inflation means that there is some sort of economic boom in the country and there is less unemployment. Now, inflation in a way is good for country also and bad also. There are some optimal levels of inflation. What happens when inflation goes more than the optimal level? So, in order to control inflation or correct inflation, there are some monetary policies and there are some fiscal policies. Monetary policies are basically like related to giving loans. For example, if there is a lot of inflation, then the government can ask the banks to give loans at a higher rate so that less loans are given and the money supply could be controlled. Fiscal policies could be related to taxes. So, if the government wants to control inflation, they will increase the taxes so that people spend less and prices go down. So, in very simple terms, money supply has to be understood in order to understand inflation. So, inflation is when people have more money and they are spending more. So, when you have to control inflation, you have to reduce money supply in the market.